Welcome, 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 everybody. My name is Amista Bennett, and I'm here to do some tarot reading today for different people who come into the room. And we're going to actually start our first spread is going to be about the best manifesting advice for anybody who shows up in the room. So, best manifesting advice for anyone who shows up here. What do we have? Be thinking about, what do you want to manifest? This is going to be the best manifesting advice over the next 24 hours. What would you like to manifest? So first thing that we're looking at, what cards do we have? This is interesting. So we're starting off with the Fool card, which does talk about taking a leap of faith. Do what we know that 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 we know is the right thing for us to do right now. It's beginning something new that may or may not actually be logical. However, it is a leap of faith, and just because it's not logical doesn't mean it's not worth doing. When you know in your heart that something is time to do something, then you definitely want to take care of that and do it. Don't ignore that. Give yourself some credit. All right. So next we have, thank you for the thumbs up. I appreciate that. Next we have the Six of Cups. Six of Cups talks about doing something with children or people who are childlike. So this is what it takes to manifest what we want to manifest today. And the Devil card coming up in reverse just talks about the idea of really facing a fear. We may have to face a fear to manifest what we want to manifest today. And this is going to be around starting something new, having to do with children or having to do with a child. So very interesting. I wonder what y'all are manifesting. Very cool. Gracie, hello, hello, welcome, good morning. Happy, what is today? Friday. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. So it looks like we've got 2 in the room and 2 thumbs up. Woohoo, yay, thank you. So 2 in the room. I'm going to pick a number between 1 and 4. I'm writing it down and I'm circling it right now. Whoever puts that number in the chat in front of me first is going to be the next person that I read for. Number between 1 and 4. Bum, ba, da, da, bum. I guess nobody wants a reading. Man, I don't have any numbers showing up. 3. There we go. Gracie. You are the winner, my dear. Do you want a message from Spirit or do you have a specific question for me? If you have a specific question, go ahead and put it in the chat. Oh, well, thank you, Gracie. Yay. Video shared and liked. How do you like that? All right, everybody else be on the lookout for a piggyback message. I'm going to pull a message from Spirit from Ms. Gracie. A lot of times we have piggybacks where other people get messages on somebody else's message. So keep your eye out for that. What do we have showing up for your situation? Can be past, can be present, can be future. If it's future, probably happening within a couple of days. You're going to recognize if it's past or present. Let's see what we have for Miss Gracie today. All right, you're starting up with the 6 of Cups in reverse. 6 of Cups in reverse is bad memories. Bad, sad memories. And the Hanged Man. This talks about chilling. So when we're having those bad memories, this can be because somebody from the past is bringing those in with them, walking in with those in a suitcase. Doesn't have to be in a suitcase, but when they show up in your life, like it's just like, oh, type of thing. Now we've got the Hanged Man. The Hanged Man may say that there's somebody coming to visit you that does not bring such great memories, and there may be some delays with this visit. They may be putting off their visit. That's the way I would look at it. It is Friday the 13th. Woohoo! 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 I like Friday the 13th. 13 is a very lucky number for women. I consider Friday the 13th a good day. It's a good day to have a good day. All right, let's see what your best advice or heads up is. We have the Four of Swords coming out first. Four of Swords talks about stepping back, getting some objectivity in some type of situation. Hello there, Aries. Thank you for subscribing. Yay! Glad to have you here. Next, we have the Ace of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles talks about new opportunity or a gift. Boop, 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 boop. I think your objectivity may be a gift. And the Empress in reverse. This is interesting because I think what's going on here, you have something happening, Gracie, and whoever else is getting a piggyback message, you have something happening where you have some bad memories that somebody is coming back from the past, reminding you of those bad memories. And you're saying, you know what, just wait, just hold on. I'm not ready to talk to you. I'm not ready to interact with you. I'm not ready for you to visit, whatever this is, just hold on. You're like procrastinating. You're saying, give me some space, man. And after you say that, what we see here is you take some time to think about this objectively. I think that is really a gift or an opportunity for you to think about this objectively, that there's some kind of delay here. And that's what makes you realize, whoa, I don't really want to have this person visiting me. That's not what I want. And then you get to do whatever you want to do with that idea. I hope that makes sense for you, Grace. Okay, so other people are coming to prep for tomorrow. This is interesting. Today you're baking. This gives you time while you're baking to think things over, because if you're like me, when you're cooking, you also think about life. That time is a gift to think things over, and then you're looking at, oh, not so sure. So there may be something about that birthday party that there might be somebody coming in there that you may not really be thrilled about seeing. Mindfulness meditation. Hello, hello. Glad you're here, my dear. All right. So here's how this works for those of you who are new. There's 5 people in the room right now. I'm going to pick a number. After I pick the number, I'm going to tell you what number I'm picking between, and you guys throw up your best guess. I would suggest that you tap in about what that number might be. I'll write it down and circle it on a little piece of paper over here. Once I've done that, then it'll be fair game to guess what number I've put down. And whoever puts down that number in the chat first is going to be the next person that I read for. So we've got 6 people in the room. I'm going to pick a number between 1 and 12. And I'm writing it down and circling it. Now, whoever picks the number I just wrote down and circled and puts it in the chat first is the next person that I read for. And you guys, you can guess as many times as you need to until we find our winner. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. 9 is not it. 7 is not it. We've got 2 people in the room that would like a reading at least. You guys can guess as many times as you want until we get it. 8 is not it. Oh, you guys are on the same page, but 8 is not it. Try again, try again. 2 is not it. 3 is not it. Trina, welcome back. 6 is not it. 8 is not it. 4 is not it. 9 is not it. 5 is not it. Number between 1 and 12. 2 is not it, but y'all are on the same page. 1 is not it. Number between 1 and 12. 6 is not it. Aries got it with the 11. Aries. Okay, Aries, so here's the deal. Whenever I read for you, I do want your first name because I feel like I can connect a little better if I've got your first name. So please put your first name in the chat. And then after that, you have some choices. So the choice is that I will answer one very specific question for you if you have a very specific question for me, or I will look and see what Sacred Spirit would like to say to you. And for that one, I call it message from spirit. So if you have a specific question, just put it in the chat box. And if you need a message from spirit, just say message from spirit, put that in the chat box. Shakayak. Okay, I hope I'm saying that right. Actually, I'm going to call you Shaq, like the basketball player, if that's okay with you. Okay. His name is Marty. I like him, but I don't know about his feelings. Thank you on the that's okay. Let's see. Okay. Shaq wants to know if she should. Is it a good idea for her to cut off her connection with Marty? Is it a good idea for her to cut off her connection with Marty? Let's find out. Actually, let's do something. I want to do something a little bit. I want to open up your question a little bit more. What is your best advice for Shaq's interactions with Marty going forward in the future? What is your best advice for Shaq's interactions with Marty going into the future from this moment? Well, you've got some pretty good advice. I don't have my Queen of Swords in reverse, and my Queen of Swords in reverse says, cut them off. Don't look back. We don't have that showing up. I will tell you what we do have showing up. What we actually have showing up starts off with the Ten of Pentacles, and the Ten of Pentacles says, you know, you yourself are pretty secure with or without this Mahdi dude, okay? So it's important to remember that. I think a lot of times, and especially girls, but I've seen it with guys too, we get wrapped up in the idea of we have to be with somebody to be okay. This card is basically saying you've got a really nice support network around you, you've got a really nice life, things are fine whether Mahdi is there or not, okay? And it's important to realize that. It's important to sort of fall into that security. Now, Six of Wands in reverse basically tells me that there's something going on here with Mahdi where he's not able to appreciate you for who you actually are. And with the Four of Wands in reverse, this talks about getting away from the situation and looking at it objectively. Okay, so that's also advice. And the last bit of advice, this is the part that had me laughing, is the Queen of Wands. Now, the Queen of Wands for me is somebody who is very independent, self-sufficient. She does her own thing. She kind of marches to the beat of her own drum. She's very creative. She's nurturing. She's affectionate. She likes to make people around her happy and smile and laugh. But she's also usually on a mission. She's got something that she's trying to accomplish as well. She can be very ambitious and independent and self-sufficient. So this is Spirit saying, you know, do your own thing. Recognize, hey, I've got a good life. I can do my own thing. This dude, we don't see that he really appreciates who you are. Okay. So it's time to just think about that objectively and allow yourself that space to do your own thing. Don't allow yourself to get all wrapped up in the things that us girls get all wrapped up in when things don't turn out the way we thought maybe they would. I'm glad you're not afraid of saying goodbye. This isn't really about saying goodbye, though. This is more about, okay, you know, we don't have to say goodbye. We just are doing our own thing. Saying goodbye would be like putting a little bit more of a dramatic touch on it than needed. You know what I mean? Like it's not, we don't even want to give it that much credit, like there's even a goodbye worthiness here. So anyway, good, excellent. All right, so everybody who has not, please put a thumbs up on this video, especially if it's benefiting you. Those of you who would like to come back and catch these lives again, make sure that you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you know when I go live. It looks like we have 4 people in the room. I'm going to pick a number between 1 and 8. I'm writing it down and circling it right now. Whoever puts that number in the chat first will be the next person that I read for. You're quite welcome, my dear. Number between 1 and 8. If anybody here still wants a reading. 8 is not it. What else do we have? Number between 1 and 8, we already know 8 is not it. 2 is not it. Everybody remember, put a thumbs up on this video if it benefits you, please. La da 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 da. Number between 1 and 8. Maybe not everybody wants a reading. 7 is it, Gracie. Gracie, Gracie. Okay, so here's the deal. I already read for you in this live stream, so I'm going to pull you a card of the day. And so this is just going to be one card, and it's going to talk about something that happened within the past 24 hours or will happen within the next 24 hours. And it may be that some of these people are watching from their TV, and in that case, they can't interact anyway. But I'm here for the interaction. That's what keeps me alive and kicking and chirpy and peppy. All right, so let's see what we have here, Gracie. Best card of the day for Gracie. Ooh, look at this. You have the Moon card. I love the Moon card in this deck as far as the artwork and the beauty of it. I don't necessarily so much like the meaning when it's right side up, but I love the artwork. So the Moon card just talks about this idea that there's something going on in your life that, 2 and 2 just isn't exactly making 4. You know that you don't have all the information just yet. You kind of wish you did, but you're having a hard time wrapping your fingers around all the information so that this thing actually works and fits. And so that basically means there's a rat in the wood pile. You're just not quite sure where yet. All right, let's see. We have 4 people in the room. I'm going to pick a number between 1 and 8 again. If anybody else wants a reading, go ahead and start picking numbers between 1 and 8. Otherwise, if I don't have anybody else that wants a reading, it's going to be time for me to do the boot scoot and buggy and scoot on out of here. Boot scoot and boogie. Boot scoot and boogie. Boogie my way on out of here. I'll give it a couple of minutes for a delay. Mindfulness meditation. 7 is not it. Anybody else? Or mindfulness, you can guess as many times as you want till we get there. But 7 is not it. Number between 1 and 8. 6 is not it. Boopity-doo-doo, boopity-doo-doo, boopity-doo-doo-doo. 5 it is. Mindfulness meditation. What's your first name, honey? You're just like, I'm getting this. I'm going through this systematically. Thank you very much. I have this heart thing at the bottom of my chat box that doesn't let me see everything on the very last message if it is a long one. So I'm going to put in a dummy message so I can lift up yours so I can read it. Oh, a lot of fun. Am I saying that right? Where are you watching from with a name like that? That sounds so exotic. Boop-a-doo-doo-doo. We have a couple exotic names in the room today. A lot of fun. Okay. All right. So do you have a specific question for me, or do you want a message from Spirit? Oh, very cool. Well, I'm glad you're here. We have someone else that comes in here sometimes from Italy too. Milos, Milos. Okay, go ahead and type your question in the chat box, honey bunny. There it is. Should I cut off connection with Ola? Because he tells me he is always busy, and I don't know if he is trying. I'm guessing that word I can't see is two. I don't know if he is trying to ignore me or not taking me serious. Either way, it's not cool, is it? All right, let's find out. And I'm going to do kind of the same thing that I did with Shaq. I'm going to adjust your question. I'm going to say, what's best advice for interactions with Ola moving forward? What is best advice for Latapa regarding interacting with Ola moving forward from this moment forward? That way we just open it up. If there's other things Spirit wants to say, we give them the chance to. By the way, guys, I do offer 1 and 2 question readings that are recorded answers. And then I also offer live readings that are half hour, 45 minutes, or 1 hour. The recorded 1 or 2 question readings are $30 or $53 for 2. Live readings are $30, or excuse me, 30 minutes for $100, 45 minutes for $150, or 1 hour for $200. Okay, best advice about interacting with Ola. By the way, guys, if you haven't subscribed and hit that notification bell, that's the best way to catch these videos again. And if you get a chance, please put a thumbs up as well. Okay. Something kind of similar to what we got for Shaq, actually. We're starting off with the Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles is kind of the little sister to the Queen of Wands. This is somebody who is very independent, self-sufficient. They rely on themselves a lot. So first bit of advice is, don't get entangled with them is the best way to say that. Stay single. Stay on your own. Stay self-sufficient. Now, next card we have coming up is my Six of Pentacles, but it's in reverse. Six of Pentacles in reverse basically says, pay something back, pay something off. So if there's anything of his that's at your house or anything that you need to finish up with to tie up loose ends, anything that you need to pay this guy back, anything you need to pay Ola back, do that. Do that. Don't leave any loose ends. Make sure that it's all just taken care of and made even. Now, Two of Pentacles is interesting because when it comes up, it tells me you have other people around you that are interested in you and you're actually interested in them. This kind of says play the field. The Two of Pentacles is my juggling card. So this is kind of play the field. See about the other flavors that are out there, Awesome. Thank you, mindfulness. Mila, aren't you the person that's here from Italy as well? I'm thinking. I'm glad you're here, by the way. So yes, with this card, this is a payback or payoff card. So when I see this in a financial reading, it's, pay off that credit card or the house or whatever. When it comes to a personal relationship, it's like whatever you have of this person's, give it back. Don't let that be a loose end hanging out there for them to come back on. Okay? I thought so. So you and the one I'm reading for right now, Mindfulness Meditation, are both from Italy. I think you guys are the first two that I'm aware of in the chat that are from Italy. Okay, so juggling, seeing other people. Now, the next thing that I have coming up is the Nine of Cups. Nine of Cups to me talks about satisfaction and fulfillment. This means, find your satisfaction and fulfillment. Whether that's through work, whether that's through a new person that you meet, whatever, but be on the lookout for happiness. and allow that to come into your life. And the Four of Wands talks about family members or a tribe. This talks about spending some time with people that you really enjoy, maybe even groups, because it talks about family or tribe. And that kind of helps you with moving forward. My blind is not quite as long as my window, so I kind of tape it to the side when the sunlight's getting on my face and the tape just broke loose. Anyway, spend some time with people that are more in your inner circle that you can trust and do some fun things with them. And that helps you move forward and not think so much about hola. You're from Rome? Oh my goodness. I have a reader friend who used to live in Rome. She lives in Tuscany now. Bum, ba-da-da. All right, let's see. You're quite welcome, quite welcome. Yeah, from what I see, it really is. It looks like it is. I think she liked Rome too. She was an Aries. She likes things moving fast. And Rome, things were always happening. All right, so let's see here. We've got 3 people in the room. I'm going to pick a number between 1 and 6. And I've got it written down and circled. Number between 1 and 6. If there's anybody that wants a reading, go ahead and start guessing numbers. For Mila. You got it right off the bat, Miss Mila. All right, do you want a message from Spirit or do you have a question for me today? You did get it. It's kind of a quiet day so far today. Only a few people in. I think we were up to, we might have been up to, I don't remember how many people we got up to in the room. I think 6, maybe 8, but I think 6. I know, right? That just means you're pretty intuitive. Mila. If you have a question, go ahead and type your question in the chat box. Make sure it's a specific question. Hello there, Shruti. Welcome, welcome. Glad to see you in the room. Okay. What are thoughts and desires? What would Michelle like from Mila now that they've chatted some more? You're quite welcome. Shruti, hang out. You'll get a chance to see how things work around here, honey bunny. What are thoughts of Michelle towards Mila now that they've chatted some more? Thoughts and intentions. What do we have? Okay. Well, that's very interesting. So, a lot of people see this as like a reunion card or a getting back together card. I see this as more of a friendship card, so maybe it would lead to getting back together. But this is the first card that comes up, which to me says friends. And I don't know, I kind of like friends because, that's a more comfortable card than this dance that we play with romantic stuff. So, getting together as friends is a nice start. Or I think you haven't even met them. So maybe not getting back together, but getting together as friends. That's what I thought. Only online so far. So I think he sees you as a friend. With the Seven of Wands in reverse. This talks about letting down the boundaries. Okay, so this talks about opening up a little bit more towards you. I think he's thinking that he could open up a little bit more towards you, or that he has, either in that phone call. Now, my next card, I had to clarify. This is the Ten of Swords, and the Ten of Swords brings an end to something that has caused some long-term tension or debate. And so that's bringing that tension or debate to an end. So I wanted to see, what are we talking about that he's bringing to an end here? We have the Nine of Pentacles, which talks about this idea of, I miss somebody, with the Six of Swords, which says, I'm just trying to go from emotional choppy waters to calm and peaceful choppy waters. And to do that, I'm looking at all my options. So this is what we see him thinking. Well, maybe I can take all this dating I've been doing to get over whoever's from my past. Maybe it's time to narrow that down to just Mila. So that's what he's thinking about after your conversation yesterday. Okay, I've got a word I can't read. So you guys are going to see my website again so that I can bump this line up. Oh, yes, that makes sense. Still forgetting past person. Yep. I think he's thinking about starting to move forward a little bit. Amber, hello, hello. About the past person. You're quite welcome. So don't forget to put a thumbs up if you haven't already. Anybody in the room? Okay. You're quite welcome. It sounds to me like he's thinking about, actually, maybe it would be okay to make a move. He's starting to feel a little bit more close to you with that Seven of Wands in reverse. All right, so we have 6 people in the room. I'm going to pick a number between 1 and 12. I'm going to write it down and put a circle around it. Number between 1 and 12. Whoever puts that number in the chat first will be the next person I read for. Number between 1 and 12. 9 is not it, but hello there, Beverly C. 11 is not it, but thank you for participating, Amber. 4 is not it. Number between 1 and 12. You guys are on the same page, but it's just not the right number. Sorry. 2 is not it. 1 is not it. 6 is not it. 7 is not it. Number between 1 and 12. 8 is not it. 5 is not it. 1 and 12, y'all. 10. Amber A. You got it, my dear. Amber took it away with the 10. Everybody else, be on the lookout for a piggyback message whenever I read for Amber. Amber, do you have a specific question for me today, or would you like a message from Spirit? Those of you who are here and you would like to catch more live readings like this, make sure that you subscribe to me and hit the notification bell so you know whenever I go live. At some point, I will be uploading videos to this channel, but for right now, I'm doing a lot of live streams. Message from Spirit for Amber. Okay. So, Amber, I don't know if you've been here before when I've done a message from Spirit. This is just checking in with Sacred Spirit to see what they have to say to you. So the first 2 cards are going to be the topic, whatever they want to talk about. And this can be past, present, or future. I don't pick. And I also don't know. For me, I'm going to talk about it as if it's present because the cards are in front of me right now. You'll recognize if it's the past or present. If you don't recognize it, then it's the future. Excuse me. If it's the future, then usually that happens within 2 days. And then my next 3 cards are going to be your best advice or heads up around that. And for everybody else, if you start resonating with this message, then it may be a piggyback message for you. Please don't let it go to waste. Pay attention to it. Make good use of it in your life. If it does not resonate with you, then please don't try to make it resonate with you. Don't try to run it over, scrunch it up, throw it in the dryer, or stretch it out to make it fit. Just put your feet back up on the coffee table and see if the next one fits you better. Cheryl Ford. Good morning. Good morning. Glad to see you in the room. All right, Ms. Amber. Here we go. I think I've shuffled your cards enough, honey bunny. What do we have? What do we have? By the way, I'm using the Lightseer Tarot for those of you who are into tarot decks. This has so much good color in it. Okay, Amber, you're starting off with the Ace of Wands. This just means that you have a really fantastic idea. And when I say fantastic, I mean it just has you all amped up. You can't wait to mash the gas on this and go forward, forward, forward. There's a lot of enthusiasm behind this idea. And this idea has to do with something where you're not very happy right now and you want to upgrade your level of happiness. So you think you have an idea how you can do that, and you are anxious to try this out and see if it helps. That's what we're talking about right now, okay? Maria. Oh, well, thank you. I'm glad you were here. Misha, hello, hello. Glad you're here, my dear. Okay, so next thing that we're looking at, thank you for stopping by, Maria. Next thing I'm looking at has the Six of Swords. And this is your best advice or heads up. Ace of Pentacles in reverse. And your Page of Swords in reverse. So let's see your best advice or heads up around this exciting idea that you have about improving your happiness. First bit of advice to manifest this is move away from drama, chaos, choppy emotional waters into something that is more calm. All right. So if you've got some kind of drama king or drama queen around you, you want to spend less time with them getting all sucked into their emotional upheaval so that you don't become a part of the tidal wave. You actually get to operate in calmness. Water talks about emotions. And when you're moving into calm water away from the waves, you're moving into something where you can be more even keeled, so to speak. Okay? Now, so that's the first bit of advice about how to move forward with your idea. The second bit of the advice around the idea, the Ace of Pentacles in reverse, this says give somebody a gift or an opportunity. And I'm sure that there's a particular somebody, and I'm sure that you have this person in mind already, or you will very shortly if this is in the future. But this talks about moving into this calm water, getting away from the chaos, maybe a part of the contribution to the gift that you're giving to somebody. You're definitely giving yourself a gift. But this card for me talks about giving somebody else a gift or an opportunity. Now, Page of Swords in reverse. Very interesting card to end this out, because this talks about digging into what I call secrets of the universe. And the secrets of the universe is an umbrella term that I came up with to cover anything that influences our world that we're not taught about in public school in 4th grade. So metaphysical laws, paranormal stuff, ESP, things like I do, psychic stuff, mediumship, all of that kind of stuff falls under this category. This talks about digging in to something like that, to a secret of the universe. So this would say we're checking to see, is this really a real thing? And if it is a real thing, then we're checking to see, how can I use it in my life in more practical, down-to-earth ways? Okay, So for me, this is talking about this idea of you want to upgrade your level of happiness around something. You have this idea, maybe this could work. I would really like to try that. Before it's going to be able to work, you have to get out of the freaking drama that's been going on around you. You have to find some place that is calm where you can focus. You want to give a gift. This may be even bringing a gift for a deity. And then you want to really, I think you're looking at meditation here. You want to really meditate, or you really want to do whatever this is. Give yourself a chance to find out some information about something that's esoteric, something that is not well known to everybody. Okay, that's going to help you manifest with this idea. All right, so does that make sense for you, Miss Amber? And guys, if you think I come up with some pretty wild, awesome, good stuff here, just with 5 cards with all kinds of people around digitally, you really should book a reading with me, because I will knock your socks off. Is it the light language? It absolutely could be. That would definitely fall under my category of secrets from the universe. Or secrets of the universe, I should say. All right. We're going to go on to our next person. How many people are in the room? We've got 6. I'm picking a number between 1 and 12. I'm writing it down and circling it right now. Whoever puts that number in front of my face in the chat first will be the next person I read for. Number between 1 and 12. 3 is not it. Well, if you're trying to get more money to do what you want to do for her, then that could easily be digging into metaphysical laws and, esoteric means of gaining money. All right, so let's see. 4 is not it. 8 is not it. You're quite welcome, Amber. 9 is it. Misha. Misha is the next person to get a reading. So, Misha, do you have a a specific question for me, or do you want a message from Spirit? From Sacred Spirit. Misha is the winner, guys. Yep. So, like, cinnamon, Jupiter rules Thursdays. Cinnamon rules prosperity. So if you simmer some cinnamon and let that smell go all the way through your house, especially on a Thursday, that helps with abundance. A message from Spirit, and I also want to know if I am on the right path. Okay, well, I'm going to give you 1 free question here. Anybody who wins gets 1 free insight. So which one do you want me to look at? Are you on the right path, or a message from Spirit? Okay. All right, let's see. Best message from Spirit from Misha. Everybody else be on the lookout for a piggyback message, meaning if you notice that Misha's message starts to resonate with you, you want to make good use of it. Don't just leave that on the table. Make good use of it in your life. And if it does not resonate, please don't try to make it fit. Don't try to stretch it out, scrunch it up, throw it in the dryer, or run over it to make it fit. Just let the people who need to hear it, and see if the next one works better for you. You're quite welcome, Misha. By the way, those of you who are new in the room, if you have not subscribed and hit the notification bell, that's going to mean that you won't necessarily catch me the next time I go live and do readings like this. So you may want to consider that. Okay, so Misha, my first 2 cards are going to talk about the situation that Sacred Spirit wants to talk to you about. And then my next 3 cards are going to talk to me about what Spirit wants you to know about that situation. Okay, so I don't pick the topic. I let Sacred Spirit talk about whatever they feel like you need to hear the most. And I also don't pick the time frame. So this could be past, could be present, could be future. If it's past or present, I'm sure that you're going to recognize it. If it's future, you won't recognize it, and that's how you'll know it's future. I won't know what the time frame is. To me, it all looks the same. So I'm going to speak as if it's the present because I've got the cards on the board right now. All right, Misha, and anybody else getting a piggyback reading. You, my dear, have the Knight of Cups showing up in reverse. Now, the Knight of Cups showing up in reverse tells me that you've got some kind of situation where you're not feeling very happy with somebody and you would like to do something that is not so nice to them. Not saying you're actually going to, but saying that maybe it's a fun fantasy. Okay? Now, that is covered by the Ten of Swords in reverse. And so, what this is saying with this combination, this is saying that this isn't a new thing, that this is something that you were feeling and you thought you had been done feeling this way. And now something new has brought this back out again. Maybe this person has done something particularly dastardly recently. I don't know. But the frustration level and the upsetness level with this person has come back after you thought it was done and over. All right. So that's what I've got for right now. Now, next thing that I have coming up, and by the way, guys, I do offer private readings. You can see how on my website. But the next thing I have coming up is your best advice or insight into this situation. So we have the Star card showing up in reverse to start off with, followed by my Queen of Pentacles, followed by my Queen of Cups. So we've got two queens coming up here. Okay. Now, what is going on is the question. Best heads up or insight. With the Star card coming up in reverse, this is saying that something needs to be patched up or healed up, but it's not very likely. Okay, so you might have been hoping that something would be patched up or healed up, but you're seeing that it's not very likely. The optimism is not there like maybe it was before. Excuse me. And then with my two queens coming up here, my Queen of Pentacles and Queen of Cups, I think this is actually talking about one person for you. And this is somebody who they're very secure, as in they're comfortable in life. They have everything that they need. And also, they're very in touch with their emotions and they're able to express their emotions when they want to. So, this is going to be somebody that is fairly laid back, also fairly well grounded. They're very well aware of reality and bills that need to be paid and all that kind of good stuff. They probably like a little bit of the nicer things, but they're also a very emotional person. They can be very sensitive. All right. So this is telling me that there's something going on here that you had hoped that you could heal something up with this person, but now you're realizing that there's not a lot of hope of that healing up now. And I think now that you're realizing that, that's what's bringing back these feelings that, you would like to at least fantasize about doing something not so nice to them. Okay. So I feel like we've got really a setup here more than best advice. Let's look at best advice. And when I say a setup, I mean, I think I've got on the table a really clear picture of the situation, but not really advice about the situation yet. So let's take a peek and see. Best advice here is to think about those things that feel good to you. All right. In other words, these things that are making you feel aggravated or frustrated or whatever, we don't need to give that rent in our minds. Let's think about something that feels good to you. Happy memories. Three of Pentacles says, don't be trying to collaborate. Don't be trying to collaborate with this person that makes you feel, ugh, you know. Don't be trying to collaborate with that person. That's not going to go well when you feel the way that you do. And with the Two of Wands coming up in reverse, this is just saying, like, you know what is going to be the best way forward for you. You know that you have choices in front of you, but you know what's best. And sometimes it's important to use discipline to keep ourselves in a healthy situation rather than putting ourselves in an unhealthy situation. So we want to go towards the good, basically, as the best idea here, as far as how you think and also in how you act. All right, so go towards those things that make you happy. Don't be spending time with those things that don't. Okay, let's see. We have 5 people in the room. I hope that made sense for you, Misha. 5 people in the room. Thank you for all the thumbs ups. I appreciate that, y'all. I'm going to pick a number between 1 and 10. Let's see. Have I picked this number yet today? Oh, let's do this one. Number between 1 and 10. Whoever puts the number I just wrote down and circled in the chat box, that's going to be the next person that I read for today. Number between 1 and 10. 3 is not it. 2, who is that? Shruti. I hope I'm saying your name right. You got it, honey bunny. So Shruti, first of all, tell me if I'm saying your name right, and is that actually your first name? Nose itches. Badly. Okay, excellent. So then my next question for you is, do you have a specific question for me today, or do you want me to look at a message from Spirit for you? Okay, I can't see all the words because of that heart thing at the bottom of my chat, so I'm going to put in this message that will pop that up. That's my website too, by the way, if you guys want to check out my readings. Okay. How does Jayesh feel for me? Oh, it's totally fine. I get it. Let's see. Hello there, Dorella. Welcome, welcome. I don't think I've seen you in the room before. Glad you're here. Okay, so how does Jayesh feel for Shruta? What are Jayesh's feelings towards Shruta, please? He wonders how you feel about him. Thank you. I appreciate that. I am working on growing this channel. Eventually, I'll be putting videos here too, but for right now, we're just doing a lot of live streaming. So let's see here. First of all, we have the Queen of Swords. Basically, I think he feels like you're unreadable. It's hard for him to tell what your feelings are. He may feel like you don't really even have feelings. The Queen of Swords is somebody who is all logic. Everything has to make sense. 2 + 2 needs to make 4. Stick to the facts, please, and only the facts. We don't need emotions getting in the mix here. That's how you're coming across to him, as somebody who is just everything has to be logical. There's not any feelings involved. And with this 2 of Swords, he feels like you're pretty undecisive about whether you guys want to be in a relationship or not with the Lovers card. If you're really indecisive about whether you want to be partners or not. So he feels like he's on shaky ground with you. He doesn't know what you actually want from him. Very interesting. All right. So I hope that makes sense for you, Shruti. We have 6 people in the room right now. I'm going to pick a number between 1 and 12. Number between 1 and 12. Whoever puts that number in the chat first will be the next person I read for. 7 is not it. 5 is not it. 3 is not it. 4 is not it. 11 is not it. Number between 1 and 12. 9 is not it. 8 is not it. 9 is still not it. 12 is not it. 1, Beverly C. All right, Ms. Beverly, do you have a question for me today, or a specific question, or do you want a message from Spirit? Beverly, Beverly, Beverly. Everybody else be on the lookout for a piggyback message. Oh, let's define soon. What is soon? Is that 2 hours, 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 years, 15 years? What is soon for you? This year or next? Okay. So we're in 2024. All right. Beverly would like to know if she will be in a long-term, I'm assuming romantic, relationship. When you see me looking down at this corner, I'm actually looking at you guys' chat. That's why I'm not looking at the camera when I'm reading that. Okay, so Beverly wants to know, will she be in a long-term relationship by the end of 2025? Let's find out. Miss Beverly, Miss Beverly. You know, you've got a lot of energy moving around that. So I don't know if that means that there's a lot of different people that you're seeing, or if that means you've got a lot of thoughts going back and forth about whether you even want to be in a long-term relationship or what's going on. But I'm still shuffling, which means there's a lot of energy around this. Usually I don't have to shuffle this long for a question. My goodness. All right, we're going to take some cards. Long-term relationship for Beverly by the end of 2025. Oh, there's a particular one. Gotcha. Well, having that context makes me want to clarify something I'm seeing on the board then. I think, maybe not. Oh, yeah, I think I better clarify this. This is interesting. So I think I've got your friend here with the King of Cups. That part makes sense to me when you said there was a particular person, because if there's not a particular person, having a King of Cups show up would be like the ideal. And usually I don't have the ideal show up in a tarot spread, just because people don't usually have their ideal that clearly set out. So King of Cups, I think, is talking about your friend. Now, we have a Hanged Man in reverse. The Hanged Man says, well, we've been thinking about this for a while, and now we're breaking free and we're seeing about this. We're moving forward with it, okay? So I think something is going to happen as far as romantically with your friend. Here's what we see coming up, though. And I'm not sure that it's a partnership exactly, but it's definitely progress. It's on to the next level. But we have a moon card coming up in reverse, which means that once you take that next step with your friend, there's some kind of truth that comes out. It's not like it was hidden truth, it was kind of right under your nose, but you just didn't know about it. You weren't aware of it. Maybe you had no way of knowing about it, even though it was right there. Or maybe you did, maybe you just looked past it because it wasn't on your radar then. But there's some kind of truth that's coming up. That truth is going to have you going back to the way things were. So you're going to be saying, whoa, I like you more as a friend. Can we get back into being friends again? And then with the Six of Swords coming up in reverse, you're having a major change on how you view the idea of partnership and if you want it, what you want from it, what you're willing to give it, something like that. After you see this in your friend, whatever this is that came up, it's actually changing your ideas about partnership in general in a pretty big way. Yep. So it's not like there's nothing happening there. That's why I had to keep shuffling because there was a lot. There is a lot in the energy there. And so it looks to me like Spirit wanted to address the thing about the friend, but also put in there the bigger picture as well. You won't. Not with that moon in reverse. You won't know until you know. You won't even have a clue until you know. It'll be a surprise. I mean, I could look, but I don't want to spend that much time on any one person in a room like this where I'm trying to read for a bunch of people. Let's see, we've got 4 people in the room. I'm going to pick a number between 1 and 8. Let's see, what's a number I haven't used yet today? Okay, picking a number between 1 and 8. I've got it circled right now. Whoever puts that number in the chat first will be the next person I read for. 7 is not it. 6 is it. Cheryl Ford. And look, Dorella Caporale came in right afterwards. Okay, Cheryl, technically you have won it. Dorella, just because you're new, I'm going to read for you too. I was only going to do one more, but we're going to read for Cheryl first. And then we're going to read for Dorella. Everybody else be on the lookout for piggyback messages. Message for Cheryl. Okay. And then Dorella, I'm going to come back to you after I get done with Cheryl's. Everybody be on the lookout for a piggyback message. All right, so Cheryl. What do we have for you today? Best message from Spirit for Cheryl Ford. Okay. Wow. Cheryl, you start off with the High Priestess in reverse, and the High Priestess in reverse, to me, talks about profound confusion. Because we all know a High Priestess right side up is somebody like me that knows stuff that she has no way of telling you how she knows. This is, I don't know, man. I can't tell up from down right now. Whoa. All right. So we have something that you're profoundly confused about. It doesn't have to be your whole life. In fact, I would be surprised if it was your whole life. But there's something going on that there's a lot of confusion. And this can be past, present, or future. Covered by the Hermit coming up in reverse. Okay. So this is basically telling me that you have had some kind of profound confusion around something, and that is causing you to take some alone time to sort things out and get some clarity, at least about your side of things, so that then you can come back out into the world and communicate with anybody else who may be confused as well. but at least knowing what you want, where you stand. Okay? So, dealing with some profound confusion, taking the time to get some clarity around that, and doing that by yourself. We're not talking about going to get a reading or whatever. We're talking about spending time by yourself, really examining yourself and how you feel about this whole situation. I usually go live 3 or 4 times a week. Let's see here. Hi there, Vigi. Welcome, welcome. I'm probably not going to be doing any more personal readings other than what's already on the list right now. But you might get a piggyback reading if you pay attention. If you notice a reading is starting to resonate for you, then you want to go ahead and take that reading and do what's appropriate with it in your life. But if it doesn't resonate, don't try to make it resonate. Okay? Let's see. So, Cheryl, best advice or heads up? 4 of Swords showing up in reverse, followed by Knight of Wands, followed by Queen of Swords in reverse, by the way. Okay, so 4 of Swords in reverse is interesting because this talks about doing something in a different location. Maybe you normally hang out with your partner in the living room at a certain time, but you want to think things over. And so you go into the kitchen or into the bedroom to think things over quietly without the TV blaring or something like that. Okay. Um, or you could be going to a completely different location away from the home that you live in, but this is doing something in a different location. And I think you're doing this thing in a different location as a part of this hermit activity where you're just trying to do something alone to cut through the confusion. Okay? Now, Knight of Wands says that whatever you're doing in this different location is something that makes you feel inspired and happy and productive, like you're getting something accomplished, even if it is quietly, and you're also sorting things out in your mind. Then we end with the Queen of Swords in reverse. This says that what you're going to end up finding out is that there are some things that you want to cut out of your life. Sometimes it's bad food or other things that are bad influences on us physically. Sometimes it's cutting out communications with a person, but this is a complete cutout. If this was something like bad food or something else, this would be like quitting something cold turkey, or this is cutting off a person totally and completely without giving them any kind of side doors to come in with messages for you. Okay, so looks to me like you're definitely finding ways to cut out this confusion that's come up in your life by taking some time to sort out what's important to you and what do you think about this whole situation. Once you've got that new information, you're going to be focused on doing things that make you feel good, and you're going to cut out this source of confusion. You're going to recognize, oh, this confusion is all coming from here. I'm going to be cutting out that source of confusion. That's what I think is happening there. All right, so that was Cheryl. Next is Dorella. Dorella, are you still in the room? For those of you who would like to catch me for live readings again, make sure you've hit subscribe and click the notification button so you know when I go live again. Awesome. Do you want a message from Spirit or do you have a specific question for me, Dorella? You're quite welcome, Miss Cheryl. Thank you for showing up and being here and supporting me. Let's see. You can ask a question. I'll answer one specific question. So if you'll type it in the chat, then we'll go from there. Let's see. So don't put in there love life or career. Ask a specific question. Is Tony guaranteed to reach out to you? Do we know that for sure? Because I could be chasing a wandering pony on that question if we don't know that for sure already. Let's ask it like this. Will Tony be reaching out to Dorella within the next 6 months from today? Oh, excuse me. So I'm going to tell you what I was hearing when I first worded that question was yes, yes, he will. All right. So when I look at my cards, there's some stuff going on here before he reaches out to you. I think he's going to reach out to you about 3 months from now. Now, we have the Page of Swords here. This talks about adventuring, finding information. See how she's holding that book and she's got these light bulbs that we commonly show as ideas. He's out there getting information, understanding things. So he may be learning something new. He may be paying attention to a job and focused on that. Or he may be figuring out what he wants out of his love life and trying different flavors. But we've definitely got him out there learning new things. Okay? Now, we have the Seven of Pentacles in reverse, which basically says, yes, he is going to be reaching out, but there's going to be some delays before he reaches out. Okay? Now, what we have showing up here after that is at this point of about 3 months, we've got the Lover's card coming up in reverse, which tells me he may be reaching out. He may not be very nice, and whatever he says, he may be doing some finger pointing or something like that, because it's Lovers in reverse. It's not like he's reaching out and saying, oh, let's get together, babe. He may be saying, you ruined this. Not so cool. All right? But reaching out in not such a good way, kind of making it clear all over again that you aren't together. But here's the thing. The World card in reverse talks about that there are some loose ends on this situation that have not been tied up. There's probably not any closure. All right. And I don't think there's going to be any closure off of this contact either. I think there's going to be some mixed messaging here, which is still not going to bring closure. And I think that you guys may continue talking. I don't know how nice, but you may continue communications for a while after this 3-month period where this card shows up. And then we end up with the Star card in the end, which means that things are hopeful. Like there's potential, there's possibility that you guys could get back together, maybe. Okay? And I say maybe because here's the thing, Dorella, and this goes way beyond answering your question about whether he'll contact you within the next 6 months, how we worded that, or whether he'll contact you. This goes way beyond that because we're looking at details of what he's going to be saying when he contacts. Here's the thing. Even though there's the potential and the possibility of the two of you getting back together, after these two cards, I'm not sure you're really going to want to do that. I think you're going to see him throwing this fit, basically, like trying to get your attention, but only being mean. And then finally saying, oh, maybe we should get back together. Who wants to get back together with that? Like, seriously, who wants to put themselves through torture? Huh? I just don't feel like, even with the star card, even with the possibility that yes, it could happen, I just don't feel like you're going to want it by then. That's what I'm thinking. So you've got a lot more information than just what you asked in your one question. I hope that you're happy with that. You guys, if you think I can pull a lot of information on 5 cards, you really need to come get a reading with me. I will knock your socks off. Absolutely. I do have one card or one question readings or 2 question readings. Those are recorded readings. You send me your question, I look at the cards and I tell you what I'm getting psychically, and I send you an audio of that recording. Those are $30 for one question or 53 for 2. And then if you want to have a reading with me where there's actual interaction, then I do read over the phone or online. Those readings are 30 minutes for $100, 45 for 150, or 60 minutes for 200. All that stuff is on my website, which is in the description below. All my contact information is there. Easy peasy to get a hold of me there. You're quite welcome, Dorel. You don't have to let me know. I already know. But I hope you'll still be hanging around 3 months from now and hanging out with me. I'm not cocky or anything, am I? All right, guys, thank you very much for keeping me company here today. I really do appreciate it. Being able to hang out with you guys and have these interactions is what makes doing these types of videos fun. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Those of you who are new subscribers, thank you very much. Don't forget to hit the bell so that you get notified when I go live again. I will be doing uploads on this channel at some point. That's probably going to be months from now. Right now, I'm doing a lot of live streams. So everybody have a fantastic day. Peace out.